Okay, welcome everyone to another onboarding session. Today, we'll be discussing navigating MyServiceHub, a brief introduction to MyServiceHub, TMU email, OneCard, and faculty provided software licenses. I will be your host today, presenter alongside the wonderful Elaine. So we will be taking turns walking you through the information that we're presenting today. Before we begin, we must always acknowledge the land, and I'll do so by reading the TMU land acknowledgement. We are speaking to you from Toronto to Toronto. This city is located in the Dish with One Spoon territory. The Dish with One Spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bond them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. And of course, if you want to find out more information about the land acknowledgement, who's included, where the origins of everything, you can check out those links provided in the slides. And as a reminder, the slide deck will be provided to you after the presentation. There's several hyperlinked information on our slides, so you will get access to all of those links and the slide deck after the presentation. So I'm sure if you've been to other onboarding sessions, you have met the team, but just to go over again, I'm one of the graduate program administrators on the team alongside Elaine Nee. I focus on graduate funding and awards, and Elaine focuses on admissions, as you know. Emily Hall is the superstar that's in charge of the Masters of Digital Media program. And then, of course, we have the lovely Marnie, who does more back-end things, but she focuses on finance and budgeting and administration. And then we have the amazing Mohammed. You'll be interacting with him a lot when you when you transition from a applicant to a student and you're enrolled in courses. You'll be interacting with him throughout your time here, all the current student relevant activities. He's a part of that. And of course, our great team wouldn't be anything without our fantastic manager, Daniel Garcia. He runs the show and uh, is why we're here to serve you and support you along this journey. Okay, next slide. Okay, so these are some helpful links, resources and contacts for you to bookmark once you receive the slide deck. So just to go over them, there's the Creative School Graduate Student Resource website, which is basically like a digital handbook that gives you really useful information as you navigate becoming a new graduate student in the Creative School. And then the Graduate Studies team, that link will provide you with a web page of all of our contact information for all the programs, and of course our names and job titles, so you can address us when you are emailing the program accounts about, let's say you want to talk about funding and awards, you could send an email to me and through the program account. Then there's the OTI team email address. You contact them when you have issues with faculty specific technology like Adobe Suite, Microsoft Office, etc. And then there's the CCS team. You contact them when you have issues with TMU technology like email, TMU identity, two-factor authentication, and things of that matter. And then, of course, the D2L team. So like when you are enrolled in courses and you're navigating the Blackboard D2L, you have any issues, there's information on that site to navigate and troubleshoot any issues. And of course, the contact information for the OneCard office. We'll get into more information about the OneCard later on. Next slide. Next slide. Oh, yes, sorry. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to talk about your online identity and email account. As a new graduate student, you need to be matriculated before you can activate your online identity. Matriculation will take place in mid-August. Matriculation is a process by which a new student's status changes from an applicant to a student. After matriculation, students can activate their online identity by completing the online identity activation form. This involves creating your username and password and access to your TMU email. So when you're beginning the online identity activation process, you will need your 9-digit student number. And you can, if you don't know where it is, it's on your offer of admission. So you should get familiar with that because that's part of your identity as a student here at TMU. And please note, it may take up to 48 hours for your TMU online identity to be active. So of course, you fill out the form and wait up to 2 days. Once you gain access, once you get, I guess your online identity is activated, you gain access to the Google Workspace, which includes Gmail, Google Drive, Contacts, Calendar, Groups, Google Chat, Google Meet, and Google Keep, which is a note-taking tool. Also, you'll have access to computer labs. There are general purpose drop-in computer labs in Curl Hall West and in the library building. And of course, you'll have access to the My Toronto MU portal. Yeah, so we'll talk about that more on the next slide. So when you log into My Toronto MU portal, you'll have access to MyServiceHub. MyServiceHub is a one-stop shop for everything you need to do online, such as viewing your academic, financial, and personal information at TMU. You can use MyServiceHub to confirm your enrollment in classes, view your class schedule, do a financial inquiry. You can apply to graduate. You can see your academic transcript. It's really the space that you navigate your academic trajectory through the program that you're in. And of course, financial as well. Next slide. So when you log into MyServiceHub, you'll see this on your dashboard, all those squares. Once you you can move around the Student Center in many ways. There are often several different ways to access a screen or complete a task. So you'll notice that once you start to really play around, you realize that you can access your academic records from the first landing dashboard, or when you get into the Student Center, you can access the same different tasks on different screens. So keep that in mind. The Student Center is primarily where you navigate school-related information. The academic record section, you'll be able to see the courses you're enrolled in, and you'll be able to manage all academic-related information. In the student fees section, you'll be able to see a summary of your account, and it has links to access tax receipts, account statements, and view details about your account by term. Changes applied to your account, payments made to your account, and how payments were applied to the fees charged. In the financial aid section, you'll be able to see award information for a specific academic year. In the personal information section, kind of is self-explanatory. It's where you will see your personal information and also where you can update your personal information. So the link that's provided on this slide walks you through, how to navigate the MyServiceHub in the Student Center. Next slide. Okay, now we're going to switch gears a bit and discuss setting up your one card. So of course you have to apply for a one card. So, but the first step is to activate your student identity, which we discussed previously. You have to wait till you're matriculated before you can do that. If you're, okay, yes. So then go on to step 2. So to take a suitable picture of yourself, a picture is similar to a passport photo, except you can smile. You just want to ensure that the lighting is good, that you don't use filters, you don't use AI to augment your appearance or anything like that, because the photo should represent what you look like currently. And on the one card website, there's a more robust list of the do's and don'ts that you should follow for uploading a pic, or taking a pic for your one card application. Step 3, you begin to complete the one card application. So in step 3, I haven't navigated it myself, but my understanding is part of that process is submitting the photo and waiting for approval. So that's why step 4 is written that way. Complete online application and upload the photo. You submit the photo, you wait, you'll get a notification saying that confirmation of receipt. A confirmation of receipt of a photo does not mean it's been accepted. You have to receive an email that says, yes, it's been accepted. Go ahead and complete the rest of the forms in the online application for your one card. And then you do that. And then in step 5, picking up your physical one card, I was cruising on the website to see if there's a specific day that they begin to, for new students to pick up their one card. I didn't see any information there, so please do keep checking the website for that. But yes, so every student, when you pick up your one card, you have to have a piece of government ID, government issued identification. So like a passport or a driver's license, a health card, a permanent residency card, something like that. You bring that with you to pick up your one card. And as of right now, they just said pick it up during office hours, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm not sure if closer to the September that they'll add some more information and specific dates on when to pick it up, because there's going to be a great influx of not only graduate students, but undergraduate students picking up one cards. So keep checking that website for updated information. And then step 6, add your one card to your digital wallet. So every student will receive a physical card without a chip in it, meaning that you cannot use the physical card to access facilities around the campus. You'll notice once you get on campus, every space, you need your one card to access the spaces. But So the digital one card is what you'll use to access spaces. The website shared will provide you with a walkthrough of the process on how to add your digital card to your Apple or your Google Wallet. It's possible for you to have a physical card with a chip and have your digital one card, but there's an extra fee if you wanted to add a chip to your one card. The one card that everyone receives is a form of identification that we use for exams and things like that. You have to have that, but the digital one card is the one that you'll be using mostly to access spaces. If you have any accommodation needs, and let's say a digital one card is not suitable for you, you can contact the one card office at onecard@torontomu.ca to request accommodations, request a physical card as per your accommodations. And then you can get a physical card with a chip in it and not have to worry about the digital one card. Or if your phone is old or doesn't support a digital one card, you are permitted to have a physical card with a chip in it. I neglected to mention with the photo piece, if anyone covers and does not feel comfortable with a male identified person viewing the photos for approval, you can contact the one card office to request that a female identified person views your photo so that you can have that respected. Okay. Next slide. Okay, one card tips and general information. Okay, so this goes without saying, if you change your phone, you have to reach out to the one card office to update the access. To have a physical one card programmed as a facility access card requires additional process and additional fee, which I mentioned. If you have a specific question related to accessibility or accommodations, you can visit the one card accommodations page. So on that page is the information about accessibility and accommodations, but also like, let's say you're transitioning and you want to make sure that your chosen or preferred name is on the one card. Of course, I mentioned it, folks who cover. So there's information for folks and step-by-step what to do if you have special circumstances. One card applications are processed on a first come, first served basis. So once you've been matriculated, start doing that because like it can take some time. You don't want to delay you receiving your one card. Um, you will receive an email with a photo approval link to complete the yes. So I mentioned that. So just a reminder again that when you are beginning the one card application, you submit your photo, you have to make sure that you're receiving a reply that says it's been accepted to move on with the one card application. And of course, general access for all students. So using your one card on this page, it just talks about where you can use your card, what discounts you can get, where you can use your one card to pay for things because you can add funds to your one card. So it gives you some useful information there. And then your one card also gives you access to graduate student spaces, like the SLC graduate study room in SLC 713, and the Forest, which is nicknamed the Forest. And there's also a large silent study room and 30 bookable collaborative and group workrooms. So you can click the link there when you receive the slides to see the virtual tour of the space and see what you have access to as a graduate student. And of course, on the faculty access, you have access to the Catalyst, which is a research hub for graduate students, and you have access to the Creative School computer labs and access to program-specific labs. And that's all for me. I'm going to hand the floor to the wonderful Elaine to walk you through the rest of what you need to know.
Thank you very much, Tanisha. I understand we have a lot of information with a lot of links. So you will have the slides. If not, the earliest tomorrow we post it would be Friday. The earliest we will have the slides posted on the onboarding website. Okay, so we talk about the one card, and Tanisha actually mentioned about some troubleshooting, but I want to also continue with a couple more tips here. Um, so generally speaking, when you applied for one card, you would have the digital card that added to your either Apple Wallet or Google Wallet. So when you are on the one card website, you will have detailed instructions. You can follow along. So also Tanisha mentioned about the phone. So if you apply for the one card and then you have the digital wallet added to your one card, but later add it to your phone, but later you change the phone, then you must go to the one card office to update that. So that's only when you switch the phone. So this is just a reminder here again. If you have any issues with the one card access, especially at the beginning of the term, for each term at the beginning for the first 4 weeks, one card office will receive a high value of the one card issues. And here is just a reminder that they are a team member that relatively small, and they help to programming all the one card for faculty, staff, and students and TMU. So we're talking about thousands of cards each term. So if you have any issues, you can reach out to the program, each program email address. And if you can provide as much details as you can, for example, the daytime that you try to access a particular location, the place of the location, and how you were using the access, either it's on your phone or physical card. So if you can have that details and send an email in, and we will look at the email and we will investigate and we will troubleshoot for you. Just because of the high value of questions at the very beginning with the one card office and also with each program, we will try our best to respond to your emails and try to troubleshoot. And so if you experience a little bit delay, just be a little bit patient with us, especially for the first 2 and 3 weeks. I also have a link here with the frequently asked questions. So you can also go through that list. And usually the general questions are all answered here. Okay. Earlier, I think we talked about a little bit about how to access my Toronto MU.ca. That's the Student Service Hub. You will have access to your student center, your email, your Google Space, for example. All of those, when you set up that, you will have to follow up with the two-factor authentication. So this is just additional layer for security purpose. So every student, you must have a phone. There's a easy step process you can follow up along. We just added some notes here. Two options for the authenticator. You must have Google Authenticator or Microsoft. Why we have two? The first one, the Google, is primarily for the Google Suite. You will have access to. I will talk about a little bit more in a couple slides. The Microsoft Authenticator is for Adobe Creative Suite, and you will have access to as well. And then also the Office 360. You have the option to just use one authenticator. So there's a steps options there. I will show you the screenshot of where you actually set up there. And okay, let's go to the next slides. So when you log into the mytorontomu.ca, you will have all the information here, apps, MyServiceHub. That's where you access the student center with your schedule, your transcripts, your finance, the tuition fees you paid, the scholarships that you receive. And then if you are on the first tab, My Toronto MU, you will see self-service here, personal account. And then if you click that, you will see the security option there. And then there's two-factor authentication. So after matriculation, that's sometimes in early August. From August 14, graduate admissions will begin to matriculate students that already clear your conditions. For the conditions, we're referring to your transcripts, your English language proficiency, for example. Those are general two conditions. So once you clear those, you are the students that graduate admissions will matriculate first, which means you will your status from applicant will change it to students. So they will do that from August 14 and onwards. You will receive an email when you try to log into My Toronto MU.ca with a prompt that say activate your online identity and create your email. So you will have the access to follow up with the two-factor authentication. Okay. So earlier I mentioned about Microsoft Office Suite. This is the information. So you, as a graduate student at the creative school, you have access to the Office 360 suite. So that included everything that Tanisha also mentioned earlier, but Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Access, all of those good softwares. Those are you can install on your PC, your Mac, depending on which computer that you use. You can also install on the tablet. It's always up to 5 per user. Here we just put a note. Once you graduate from the program, become an alumni, you will lose access for the Microsoft Office suite. All right. So next access that you have is the Adobe Creative Suite. This one, actually only the creative school students have access to the Adobe Creative Suite. It has a lot of softwares that you can imagine that you can use depending on your projects. Here is a link, you can take a look, but once you set up later on, once you are activate with us, you set up and you will have all the softwares available. Here we just want to you to take a note of the two items. The first one is if you have installed the Adobe on your computer, you when you try to access the TMU one, you must sign out and sign in with our instructions that were shared here and with the TMU credentials. So which is your TMU email address. And always select either school or company, not the personal one. So on the link that we share with you, you will see that information and the notes there. Here is just a screenshots of the what softwares that we include in the Adobe suite that you can use. The common one that you will use immediately is usually is the Adobe PDF. Okay, so depending on which program that you are coming, each program has a specific softwares, or for the softwares for a particular course, your instructor, the program will share that detailed information with you. For the Creative School Computer Labs, we have all the software installed in each space for each program. So you will have all those information on hand at the beginning of the semester. In addition, depending on what kind of major research project or project you are going to work on, we want to let you know we do have Design and Technology Lab, DTL. They have tons of software, hardware that you can utilize depending on what kind of major research that you will be working on. So I have a screenshot of some software, and they have here, for example, 3D printing, laser cutting, motion capture, things like that. They have the open lab hours in the fall and the winter. So you can drop by and then check out with them if you are not sure what kind of software or equipment that you might need to use with the project that you're going to work on. You can just talk to them about the project, and they will walk you through of the possible software, hardware that we have in place that it can help you to facilitate work on your major research project. The last one is the student resources. For some of you, I think you have already studied the program website a lot under admissions. In each program website, under the admissions or a separate tab with the student resources, sometimes it's called a graduate student resources. You will see a little icon here, and you will have all the student information here. For example, resources linked here, and you will see Adobe and the Microsoft Office. So how to install, troubleshooting, all the information are there. You will also see some other informations, for example, student life and learning support, and tons of the helpful workshops that you can use later on. During the orientation day one, we invite representatives from other sections that including some of those team areas. They will talk about what services they have and what kind of information and the workshops that you can utilize when you are a graduate student here. I often see students reach out about the proof of enrollment letter, whether you are looking for rent a place or you are applying for a scholarships, you do need a proof of enrollment letter. So this third-party letter request that is under academic forms, you can click the link, fill out the form. And then Daniel Garcia, which is the manager of the administration for graduate programs, he will receive the form, and he will follow up with the letter in the program email account and to you. So you can go ahead to request that third-party letter request. There are some other information here we kind of went through sometimes in other sessions, but also we will talk about more once you are in the program, especially about the MRP guidelines and the timelines. So tons of information under student resources. Feel free to check out. I think this is the end of the presentation. Lots of information. Feel free to let us know if you have any questions. In the meantime, I'm going to just stop share so I can see you guys. All right. You can ask any questions you have, not only related to today's session about softwares, one card, email, but if you have any other questions, you can ask as well, and we will try our best to answer your questions. You can type in the chat or you can just unmute and ask your questions directly.
Question. So,
Go ahead.
because for the so like admissions and all of this stuff, uh, we had to create an online identity either way. So, is this online identity the same one, or do we have to create another one? If that makes any sense.
So right now, your status is applicant, right? So later in the August, so
Page
graduate
and the
admissions,
applicant homepage.
sorry?
On my service hub, I have two different forms, or I have two. So I have the student homepage, and then I have an applicant homepage, and then there's a faculty homepage.
Okay. Um, okay. So that's your questions, right? Okay, can I answer your questions, the first part? All right, so for the first part, so once you are, so right now you all are applicants, right? That's your status. You all received the offer. And for most of you, I believe you have already cleared your conditions. Graduate admissions from August 14 and onwards, they will matriculate you, which is change the process to change your applicant status from applicant to students, right? Once they do that, you will receive an email that asks you to activate your online identity. So you can create your TMU email. And that process, once matriculation is done, once you log into your the link that TMU my Toronto MU.ca, you will have a window jump out to ask you to begin that process. Okay, so that is from August 14 and onwards. If you haven't clear your condition by August 14, you might not receive that because only after you clear your conditions. And so a reminder again, if you haven't cleared your condition, follow up with the graduate admissions. Your second part of question, you are asking about the My Toronto MU.ca, the page. Is that your question? I see you're speaking, but I can't hear you, Isia.
So odd. But so in the My Toronto MU,
Mm-hmm.
in the My Service Hub, that's the thing. So like we had to activate an online identity to be able to access My Service Hub and My Toronto MU. So yet again, do I have to create another online identity, or or
You
is
don't
it the
have to.
same one?
Yeah, you don't have to. It's the same one. For I want to add a note for students. If you are already TMU students, for example, you graduate from 4 years bachelor degree, you apply for a master degree program, right? You're already a student status, so you already have access to all of those. You already have a TMU email, so you are going to skip this step. Um, okay, great question. I see the hands and also chat in the chat. So I don't know which one, but I'm just go through the chat one and then I will take Eric and Shanna later. Um,
Okay. Oh, yes, sure. I just have a quick question just to confirm. It's because I didn't study in TMU before. And the first step to create, well, obviously, my one car and everything of that, the first step, it's on mid-July, right? They are going to send me the activation link because right now I don't have a TMU email.
it will be Eric. It will be sometime after August 14.
Okay, after
Yeah.
August 14, I'm going to receive an email with my activation email and all this stuff because I am navigating on the one car link and everything that you sent before,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously I saw that I need to have a TMU email, and well, I don't have one.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
So only after matriculation from graduate admissions. Yeah. So that will be after August 14.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Elaine. You're very helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. Uh, Shanna?
Hi. My question is, I have to take the summer intensive course from August, I think 17th to the 28th. So should I try to get the one card and email activation after that date?
Great question. So, for Master in Interior Design for the 2-year programs, for those students, you are coming in to take the foundation 2D and 3D in the last 2 weeks of the August. We will follow up with you. So the one card access we'll follow up with you about the registration, including the one card access. So that is also just a couple days before the course this workshops started. So that is after August 14, but then before your class schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yep,
again,
that
we will
clarifies
email you.
everything.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. A question in the chat. For setting up a two-factor authentication, and what point should we do that once we have been matriculated? So that is a part of the when you log into my Toronto MU.ca, you will get a window automatically, and then ask you to continue to activate your online identity, and then you will have the email set up, and then the same time you will have the two-factor authentication set up. So that kind of come in a row when you begin that process. Great question. So that's also after matriculation, yes. The next question, will we get a confirmation once we have completed all of our conditions? I'm still waiting for confirmation that my undergrad transcripts have been received. Yes. So graduate admission. So what happens, the process looks like you follow up with your conditions. Let's say it's official transcripts that you either request directly sent from your institution or from official e-transcripts sent it to the email. The graduate admissions will receive either physical or electronic one in their email box, and then they will process on their end. Once it's processed, they will update your profile about the conditions, and then you will receive a notification email to your inbox to say your condition is clear. And that letter is also posted under your communication section as well. So that is in the student center communication section. So they will send you an email to confirm that. This time of period, they graduate admissions receive a high value of conditions, transcripts, and so they are working really hard to try to process those and update those. So if you follow up with your transcripts, let's say they received 1 week or 2 weeks ago, you can kind of follow up. But if you just follow up and just do give them 1 or 2 weeks, 2 weeks for them to process, so they can process on their end. The graduate admissions, the email to follow up with them is gradapplicants@torontomu.ca. Grad. Okay, so I'm gonna type that. By the way, the information about how to follow up with your conditions is also on your offer of admission letter. mu.ca. gradapplicant@torontomu.ca. Great questions. Okay, I don't see any questions here in the chat. And I don't see anyone raise their hand. Hi, Isia, I can't hear you again. I can see you're talking.
Give me a- Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, it's just that when it comes to my AirPods, they work sometimes and sometimes they don't. But so, what is the admission condition? And I don't know how to uh access that document on the communication section because I was looking for it and so in my communications on the student homepage or just in my service hub, in under my
So
application?
yes.
Just
Yeah,
not.
so when you log into your MyServiceHub, then you click Student Center. Once you are in the Student Center, you can see you paid your deposit, right? On the right
Mhm.
side lower section, you will see Communications, right? And you can click that, and then you will see your offer admission letter. So on your offer admission letter on the first page, you will see conditions there. If you see conditions there, it will list what kind of conditions there. If you don't see any condition, that means you don't have conditions.
Okay. Uh, okay. Then let me try and figure that out, but thank you. All right.
Okay, yeah, send me an email so I
Thank
can
you.
double check on my end. Okay. Your cat is very distracting, by the way, but it's cute. All right. Do I see any more questions? Tulisha, do you see questions? I don't see questions. All right, okay. If we don't have any questions, that's great. That means we covered all the information and you have all the information on hand. Once again, thanks very much for joining the session. If you have any questions, please reach out. And just a reminder before we let you go, we have the orientations, 3-day orientations, and in addition, there's a program specific orientation that is in the email I sent out to each program. So make sure that you register. If you are able to attend all 3 days, please attend. It will give you a lot of important information that you will need on hand later on. For the program specific orientation, if you are unable to attend, reach out to your program director directly. Okay, thank you very much.
Miss Elaine,
Yes.
do I need my SIN card for any of this? Because of course we're coming in from the States, and we're coming in early so we can get all the cards and everything that we need, because of course I'm a international student. But do I need the SIN card to get this card?
Are you talking about the one card? You don't need the same card to get one card.
Okay, cool. I was
Yeah.
just curious if I needed that or not.
Yeah, you don't need to. You can use your passport to pick up your one card.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm going to close the session. Once again, if you have any questions, please reach out to the program and we will get back to you. Thank you very much for taking your time to attend this session.